Now, ever since Amado was taken by Code, we've seen a myriad of theories saying that there's gonna be an Amado rescue arc in the Boruto manga, but I don't think that's the case, and that's because of this guy right here. Now, for this to make sense, we need to first go back to chapter 67 of Boruto titled Rift, where Boruto became 100% pure Otsutsuki. And this is explained by Momoshiki that he transmuted his data into Boruto's data and completed Boruto by renewing his damaged organs. And this is how Boruto became 100% Otsutsuki. And then we fast forward to chapter 68 where Boruto explained that he doesn't know how to put it, but he feels like something has changed from before. He feels that he can now better channel Momoshiki's power. And all of this alludes to Boruto now being able to properly use Momoshiki's space-time ninjutsu to find Boruto's hideout or teleport to Boruto's hideout. We've seen Boruto use this power before when they were stuck in the dimension after defeating Ishiki. So now that Boruto is now 100% Otsutsuki, he should be able to properly control that power as he alludes to in chapter 68. Now the logical question after this would be, how would Boruto know how to get to Boruto's hideout? How would Boruto know how to find code? Now the logical answer to this is using Sasuke's knowledge. Now if we go back to chapter 68, we see that Sasuke returned to the village with new intel on Code's location. He then explains to Shikamaru that Code is using one of Boruto's cult facilities, which he then gave a detailed description of in saying that there's a hidden structure on the edge of the land of snow in an area considered taboo even by the locals. It's apparently a secret facility that only a few of the cult's top brass even know about. Of particular interest is that it was also one of the facilities for disposing cyborgs that Jigen had ordered to be scrapped. So Sasuke doesn't just know where this hideout is, he knows exactly what it was used to do, which means that Sasuke got internal information from the source, which would mean that he kinda used or probably used genjutsu on one of the workers around the area to gather that information, maybe on Bug or one of the guards that are still left alive. And we can definitively say that he does know about Bug because he then says that there's an acquaintance of Code's there, a man named Bug. So this could imply that Bug is the one who leaked the information to Sasuke, or that Sasuke got it from somebody else. But it could be that Bug is the one who did it because it's in character for him to do it because he doesn't like Code and nor does he like Ada. So I would say it's in character for Code to leak that information, but it's kind of irrelevant to the point anyway, so moving on. Now you might say that they might not be in that same location because why would they go back to the same location they were before? And is it that Ada doesn't know that Sasuke knows this information? Well, that's not true. If you go back to chapter 68, the same chapter, we see that Ada was watching Sasuke's and Shikamaru's conversation and she overheard Sasuke or Shikamaru telling Sasuke about Boruto's situation and that he's now 100% Otsutsuki and what happened with Momoshiki. And then she replied saying that, "Be thankful, Code, your precious 10-tail sacrifice Boruto is still alive." And then she says, "I see, so that's what happened. He was revived using Momoshiki's karma." She got the information from listening to Sasuke and Shikamaru's conversation, which means that she does know that Sasuke found out about the location, but she didn't relay that information to Code. And the other interesting thing about this is that this proves that they're still at the same location, because if you look at the bar, that's the same bar from the prior chapter where Ada was introduced. And even in this same panel, you can see that this is the same hideout that Code attacked and went in to free Ada. So this implies that they're still at the same location. And if you want to say that they're not in the same location now when they abducted Amado, that's not true. The reason why that's not true is because when we see Ada and Code step through the portal to meet up with Damon, Bug is still there. And you can see the bar counter in the background, which means that they're still at the same location. And that would mean that Sasuke knows exactly where they are. And this is where we get into the prediction territory of the video. So I think this is how it plays out. I think Boruto will be able to track them to that location using Sasuke's coordinates. And Sasuke is a very intelligent character in the sense that if he finds the location of the big boss that they're trying to capture, he's going to take down the coordinates of that said location, which he did give to Shikamaru because Shikamaru said that he's going to deploy some troops to go to that area, which means that Sasuke did provide him with the coordinates. So if Sasuke has the coordinates, he can then give Boruto those coordinates and provide him with a detailed description of the area, and Boruto will be able to teleport to that area using his karma, which he now has more control over since he's now 100% Otsutsuki. So we can see in the anime that Code is about to kill Amado. Now what people need to understand is that anime time is different. Now what you guys see happening there with Code and Amado, that could be happening at the same time Sasuke is explaining information to Boruto, and then Boruto uses the karma seal to teleport them to that dimension or to that location, and then they just pop out and save Amado. So it's not that when Code is having this conversation with Amado and they're going back and forth that everybody else on Naruto's side, on Boruto's side, is just stagnant and not doing anything. They're still moving, they're still doing stuff. So what I'm saying about Boruto using the karma to get to that location and Sasuke giving Boruto the coordinates, that could be happening at the same time Code is doing that thing with Amado and threatening him and trying to kill him. So then it would line up and it wouldn't be like plot convenience or everyone saying, yo, how did Boruto get there so fast? You have to understand that things are happening at the same time. It's just that they're not being displayed on screen at the same time because it's literally impossible. It's a manga. So that's what people need to understand. So if it does happen, don't call bullshit on it. It does make sense. It's just that it wasn't shown. And likely what they'll do is like go back and say, this is what happened. So this is how I think it's going to play out. I think as he's about to kill Code, Boruto will pop out or Sasuke will pop out and kick Code or whatever. Then Code will be like, how did you get there? Then it'll give us like a flashback of Sasuke talking to Boruto and giving him the coordinates and Boruto using the karma seal to get there. So I think that's what they'll do. It's a typical anime trope and I think it makes sense. Or they could just do it in real time and just skip over to Boruto doing that and then skip back over to what Code is doing and have them save Code that way. So that's what I think it plays out. Now, you guys, I think there are multiple ways in which they could save Amado. I'm working on another theory about how Amado saves himself or how Kawaki saves Amado. I'm gonna put out that video maybe 2 days from now, but I think it's highly possible that Boruto is the one who does it because he hasn't really been doing anything really. And in my review of the chapter, I mentioned how no one really cares about Boruto. What is Boruto doing? Ada doesn't care. Boruto was right outside, 100% Otsutsuki, 82% momoshiki, having this newfound control over his power, and Ada didn't care that Boruto was outside the door. The only person she was worried about was Kawaki. And I said that this is an interesting power scaling thing here that we're seeing, and we should take note of that. And people need to understand that Kawaki is a different power level in comparison to this version of Boruto because Kawaki has the stronger Otsutsuki. And I explained why Boruto in Momoshiki form was contending with Kawaki because of his battle experience, and that was Momoshiki in control as opposed to Kawaki being in control of his body and not Ishiki, which is why they were relative. But it doesn't mean that if Boruto is in control of his body, he's going to be on the same level of Kawaki. That's not what that means. So I think people need to take that into account. But I do believe that Boruto can pull out something nice here. He is the main character. We need to have him do stuff that shows that, yo, I'm the top dog and the man of this series, not Kawaki. So let this dog do something, and I think it's going to be pretty cool to see him using Momoshiki's abilities. Hopefully we get to see him use more of Momoshiki's abilities, maybe even fuse Momoshiki's abilities, but you guys know where I stand on that thing already. I have a video on it explaining where I think Boruto scales and what abilities he should have. But I'm not stubborn. If we get new information or if something changes and it's revealed that, yeah, this is definitely Fuse Momoshiki's power and this is definitely Boruto using Fuse Momoshiki's power, I will adapt and I will accept it and I will create theories around that. You know, that's what I do, bro. You know, I just need information, then I'll work with it. But as it stands now, I see no indication of Boruto being Fuse Momoshiki, you know, based on what I've seen and gathered from the series. But it'll be cool if he does. But that's it for the video, guys. I think we've, you know, went on like a tangent here. But yeah, just to close out, what do you guys think about the theory? Do you guys think it can play out with Boruto, you know, being 100% Otsutsuki, having more access to Momoshiki's power, and, you know, Sasuke having the intel on Code's location? Do you think this is exactly how it plays out? Or do you think like there are some tweaks here and there that can be made to the theory itself? And if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section. We can go over them, or maybe I'll make a video on it. Who knows? And I'll feature you in the video and, you know, shout you out, and, you know, if it's a good theory, of course. But yeah. Yeah, all in all, it was a pleasure bringing this theory to you guys. If you like it, drop a like, comment in the video, comment below the video, whatever. Subscribe if you're new, hit notification bell to be notified when I post new content. But above all else, have a great day. Peace out.